If you consider yourself to be a humble person, your humility can be, and probably already have been, weaponized against you to keep you small. Now, there's nothing wrong with being humility in a sense of understanding that you're not above anybody else, but at the same time, you got to know and have self awareness to understand that you're not beneath anyone either, right? So, from humility, from that standpoint, is good because it's a balance to it and it preserves your self respect and your respect for other people, right? What I'm talking about is shrinking, dumbing yourself down just to make people around you or society in general to feel comfortable. You shouldn't be doing that. Now, you have to be aware of who you are, especially when you walk around in your social circles. There's always a hierarchy, right? There's always the one that everybody sees as the leader, and then there's the one that's kind of the supportive one or in the background, or it's just like in a music group. You got the main guy, right? You got the main singer, like the James Brown, the Michael Jackson, the Chris Brown, the Usher, and you got the guys in the background, you know what I mean, just dancing, they're not singing. Everybody plays their part. But there's some people that you had in your life. They want you to be in the background. That's the issue. You have a strong personality. You have confidence. You have gifts. You have your expression that you have a light about you, right? But sometimes the people around you want to keep you small. So society in general, right? They benefit off of keeping people small. They benefit off of keeping people quiet, right? Silenced, not really speaking up, not really voicing their opinions, not really taking what they really want or feel like they deserve. Society is able to take advantage of you. A relationship, the group, right? A business, society at large, they're able to take advantage of you off of your humility. Sometimes it's in religion. In religion, people could take advantage of your humility. Because humble people tend to not ask questions. When I was, no disrespect to any religion, I love Christianity, appreciate Christianity, I love even Islam. I take some principles from Islam as well, and I respect all cultures and religions. But a lot of times I remember when I was young and I was in the church, and I would ask my family questions. Well, why did the pastor say this? Why in the book is like this? Why do, we preach this, but sometimes people go against it and throughout the week and come back on Sunday and think they could wash everything away? Some people do this. I got bashed for it. I got beat up for it, not physically, but bashed. What? Who are you? If you're questioning anything, you're the devil. You're like, what? How am I evil? Because I have a question about something I don't understand, or I'm questioning the behaviors of people that say they follow this way, but they're doing the exact opposite, going that way. Humility is designed to keep a lot of people in check. It's designed to put you in your place and keep you in control. And it's to make you just go with the flow, go with the program. Humility keeps the structure. When you don't question anything, when you don't ask anything, when you don't try to see what's outside of these walls or these lines, right? You're good because you keep everything in control. But when you dare to ask questions, when you dare to step out of what you're being told, what you're being taught, whether it's at school, whether it's at your church or whatever, in the relationship that you're in with your the friend group, the business, whatever. People are able to manipulate that, right? They're able to play with you, play in your face. You're seeing the truth, but out of fear, you might be humble. Out of not wanting to be exiled or excluded from the group, you remain reserved and you stay quiet. You shut up. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to miss being kicked out. Even though what you're seeing and what you're seeing is going on is wrong. So a lot of humility in my perspective, when I see people, a lot of it is wrapped up in fear. And if somebody's walking around in fear, how can you really be your true, authentic self? And how can you really do what's best for you if you're always afraid of disappointing someone? So you're choosing someone else over yourself. You're neglecting yourself. You're betraying yourself. you are going against your God-given nature to live in truth, to be free, and to be your full self without anybody put you down, trying to suppress you, trying to keep you in check with fear, or threatening you with being exiled or kicked out of the group. That's not humility, that's cowardice, right? That's being a coward. That's not being humble. And so there's a difference, like I said, but let me tell you something. Another reason why people want you to be humble is because your confidence is threatening. You might wonder why it seems like when you go to a job, when you're working at a job, or when you're in a friend group, an organization, when you're in a circle, why people try to keep you down, keep you humble. In my past, right, I used to carry myself in a humble way, and I used to realize, wait a minute, there's an energy about this. Some people used to say, nah, you got to keep him down. You got to keep Randy down because you can't let him know. You can't let him know. He used to say that all the time. I'm like, what do you mean you can't let me know? And now I'm kind of reading in between the lines or finishing the sentence of you can't let him know. I realized it was because people didn't want me to know who I am. We can't let him know who he is. Some people are threatened by your confidence, they're threatened by your gifts, your light, your ability to impact people. People might naturally gravitate towards you. You might naturally attract abundance. You might be an attractive person into where women or men are naturally drawn to you, the opposite sex. And because the people around you are jealous, they mad that you're getting the attention that they pray for, or you're getting attention from the people that they admire, that they really want, but that person wants you. They want to keep you humble as a way of dimming your light so that you'll come across as less attractive, less appealing to the people that they know that you can get, or the attention they see you can get or garner. And because they want your spot, which is the one with the light, the one being out front, the leader, the one that's shining, the one that's getting the attention, it's like a destiny swap. They will convince you to be humble while they're walking bold and even in arrogance. So they really want you to keep quiet and shut your mouth so that you could be in the background and quiet and they're in the spotlight. But that's your spot. It's not that you're aspiring or you're trying to get that spot, but that's naturally your spot. You naturally shine. So they're threatened by your light. They're threatened by your shine. You're a star. People are attracted to you. People want to be around you. Women are attracted to you, or men are attracted to you. Things happen for you. People want to be around you. People want to do business with you. So they want to convince you to be humble. Don't say nothing. Pipe down. Hush, hush. But they're the ones that's taking the spotlight and taking every single thing that you're supposed to get. And eventually they'll be walking in the life that you should have had because they convinced you to be humble, but they ain't nothing humble about them. They know being humble is stupid in the way that we're talking about humility. They understand being humble isn't the thing to do. They know being humble makes you overlooked, rejected, underbooked, underpaid, but they want to convince you to do that because they see that you might be a religious person. You might be somebody that's on this moral, righteous path, and they want to try to maybe gaslight you to think that if you're not humble, maybe you're being evil. That's where a lot of humility comes from also. Oh, I don't want to disrespect the creator or source because if I'm arrogant, then that means I'm disrespecting God. Or that's exactly the place they want you to be. They want you to be humble, to dim your light, and they're going to convince you, yeah, God loves and blesses the humble. Yep, God blesses the meek. Yeah, go ahead, be humble. Meanwhile, they taking every single thing you should have got. You know how many, as growing up in my family, saw a lot of elderly people, and they're very humble, very meek, good people though. But I realized when you talk to them, you see there's so much potential, so much wisdom. And you kind of feel and sense whoa, they should be a lot further ahead. They should have accomplished more in their life. They should have gotten more, maybe been wealthier, done more, traveled more. But you try to figure out what happened. It was this, their attitude towards life, this humility that is because they carried that mindset and that mentality, they fell short of who they should have been and what they really should have gotten out of their experience in this world. So y'all be careful with that word humble. There's nothing wrong, again. Humility, according to my definition, is understanding that no one is above you. Nobody's better than you in terms of just being another human being. There's nobody above you, but at the same time, you're not above anyone else. It's a balance. It's being even keel, dead center, understanding your worth and your value, but at the same time, having a level of humility to understand that you're not superior to another human being. Everybody else is human just like you. But don't walk in this shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable. Again, sometimes in my past, I would know I had ability. I would understand I had gifts and certain skills that I would have, but I would see that when I started to shine, it would make the people around me feel insecure or even inferior. So out of not even my first thought, but just my instinctively, right, I would kind of like get quiet a little bit because I didn't want my friends or people around me to think I'm better than them or feel inferior to me or feel insecure. But I realized after a while, it's not my job to humble myself to make the people around me feel comfortable, because I'm betraying myself and I'm not using what God gave me to the best of my abilities, because I'm choosing them. I'm choosing their comfort. I'm choosing to coddle their insecurity, because me shining and walking in my power and being confident disturbs them. No, they either need to tap into their powers or we need to separate, but I cannot compromise, going around compromising myself just to make other people feel better. Like, that doesn't serve me and it hurts me. So you have to choose you. You got to choose yourself, right? You have to choose you. Be who you are, walk in your power, understand your abilities, use them to the best of your ability, right? And choose you. And if you're around people who are acting funny because you're expressing your confidence, the people that you're around, they should be happy for you. They should be cheering you on. They should be little cheerleaders for you. And the same thing, you be cheerleaders for them because you want to see them win too. That's why it's important to be around people that like you. Sometimes you're around people that don't like you because they're jealous or envious. You working with them. You might go to dinner with them, lunch with them. You might be hanging around with them, following on social media. But they don't like you because they hate your shine, they hate your light, and they're in secret competition with you. And so when you dim your light, you lose. Understand the balance. Understand the balance, but at the same time, walk in your power. Don't be all meek and quiet and dimming your light and diminishing your abilities and diminishing your capabilities just to make this world feel comfortable. Because when you do that, you lose. Choose yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hype this video up. Peace.